Get lost in the acoustic brilliance of 3D audio that surrounds you. Feel the embrace of the massage seats that adapt to your every move. Experience the warmth of a vehicle that welcomes you as you approach. We could tell you what makes a Lincoln SUV so extraordinary, but don't take our word for it. Take it on a test drive at the Lincoln Summer Invitation, with exclusive offers on now, only at your local Lincoln retailer.
It's back to school season, and Clorox is donating 2 million disinfecting wipes to classrooms across America. Because back to school means things can get a little bit messy. Just ask kindergarten teacher Miss Gibson.
Give me just one Clorox wipe and I'm ready for glitter glue, exploded lunchbox yogurt, peanut butter handprints, runny noses, picking noses, rubbing noses.
Touching noses.
Thank you, Edward. Ooh, nap mats and lockers and tissue boxes. And
Clorox
scissors.
disinfecting wipes. Teacher's #1 wipe. Clean feels good. Based on unit sales data.
This show is part of the Head Stuff Podcast Network.
Hello there, Grace Alice here, just popping in your ears to say I really hope you're enjoying the G-Spot, and we have a treat for you. You're about to hear a teaser of one of our bonus episodes. So if you like what you hear, you can go and get loads more where that came from. If you sign up to Head Stuff Plus, you get my weekly bonus episodes, so that's double the G-Spot content you're going to get. You get ad-free listening, you get access to the bonus content of all the other Head Stuff podcasts as well, and there's some brilliant ones. And of course, it's an amazing way to support the G-Spot, which I truly, truly appreciate. All you have to do is head over to headstuffpodcast.com, sign up for as little as €5 plus VAT per month. Enjoy! It's not realistic to expect often, our desire and our sex lives to continue as normal if we're going through a period of change. Now, for some people, being stressed or going through some kind of, emotionally challenging times can actually increase libido. Sometimes I'm one of those people actually who want more sex sometimes when I'm stressed. Not maybe acutely stressed, not if I'm really upset about something, but if I'm just a bit kind of, stressed in general or maybe a bit down, I can actually feel like I want more sex because I probably look for that as a form of stress relief, as a form of feeling close to my partner and feeling comforted. And your partner might not obviously feel that same way, or you might be the partner who is the opposite, who wants less sex when they're stressed, which would be a lot of people. So again, communicating about that is so important, and kind of being able to empathize with each other about that, how you feel when you're going through that. So then, okay, how can we look after that intimate part of our lives? So you might be having a lot less sex. That's not necessarily a bad thing. That might be just something that needs to happen. So maybe it could be more about focusing on, okay, how do we build in some intimate touch? So maybe one of our desire libido levels is really low at the moment because we're struggling with our mood, we're struggling with sleep, we're struggling with energy, we're struggling with maybe stress or upset or some, again, emotional challenges. It might be about looking at pleasure and connection rather than sex itself. So how can we feel connected? How can we feel pleasure? So if you're single, and this isn't just for if you're single, but just if you're not currently seeing anyone and have a physical relationship with someone, it can be really important to connect to giving yourself pleasure. So it could be sexual pleasure, sensual pleasure. I know I've talked a lot about this before, about pleasure is for outside the bedroom, not just inside the bedroom. And actually finding pleasure in everyday things we do can be a lovely way of grounding ourselves during stressful or transient or challenging times of transition, because it brings us back into our body and back to our breath and back to feelings of pleasure. Like, pleasure is always accessible to you. No matter what you're going through, you can access pleasure. You just need to take time and really try and get into that zone where you can give your body a bit of pleasure, sensual or sexual. It can be either or. But that's not just for single people. Even if you are in a relationship, staying connected to your body in that way can be absolutely a beautiful way of introducing little pockets of mindfulness and presence throughout the day, especially when things feel topsy-turvy. And then if you're in a relationship, thinking about, okay, I might not feel like having sex at the moment and, I might be struggling with libido, but can we give each other pleasure? Can we just get into bed naked and have a cuddle and touch each other a little bit or kiss each other with no expectation of sex? Because I talked about the all or nothing approach before, where we're either having kind of full on penetrative sex, having orgasms, whatnot, or if we've maybe don't feel the energy for that or are struggling to get to that point, then we're having nothing at all. And that's where couples really run into trouble. So it doesn't need to be all or nothing. There can be loads of stuff in between those two ends of the spectrum. So still cuddling, kissing, holding hands. Again, it could even be having a lovely shower together, no expectation of sex. That can just feel really intimate. Having a lovely little bath together. Whatever it is, okay, it's up to you what that can look like. But it's so important to stay connected to that part of your relationship, even in little ways. That could be a few minutes a day. That's all I'm talking. Okay, so really make these little goals achievable for yourself, doable. Because I know, like, there's been periods in my life where I'm going through stuff. It could be work stuff. It has been in the past. It could be relationship stuff, family stuff, illness stuff, neurodiverse stuff, okay? And if you were to tell me, okay, Grace, so you need to look after yourself, you need to look after your partner, also you need to communicate them exactly what you want and get it, and you need to look after your sex life, I would have been like, oh my God, fuck off. Like I'm barely managing as it is. I cannot do all of those things. But if we realise that actually doing those things might be just tiny actions that build up and sustain that connection and just keep that kind of pilot light on, keep us attuned to those parts of ourselves in our relationship, then it feels a lot more doable.
To hear the full episode, sign up at headstuffpodcast.com or click the link in the description.
This show is part of the Head Stuff Podcast Network, a hub for the creative and the curious. Shows are produced in association with Head Stuff and the Podcast Studios Dublin. Find out more or become a member at headstuffpodcasts.com.